Welcome to Subramani. And one question which people keep asking, and it keeps coming up again and again: should we rent a house or should we buy a house? Largely, the question is, what do you want to do with your life? If you are happy, let's say you're a couple, a young husband and wife, and you have not decided whether to buy a house, but you find that your wife likes to do a lot of art, so she wants to paint in one of the walls. She wants to buy a lot of plants and small plants. She wants to keep maybe a fish tank and things like that. She wants to make a lot of changes inside the house. She loves to do up the interiors. You are a candidate more for buying. But if you and your wife decide that 2 months in a year you will go on vacation, you're okay with the house not being too great, you're okay with dumping things and making sure that it's a great place to live, and which means you're happy to cook there, sleep there, right? Then maybe you're better off renting. So it is completely up to your personality. So I cannot say you should live in a rented house all your life. I lived for long years of my life in a rented house, especially after my parents' house was of course owned by them. Then I left that house and then I stayed largely in rented places for almost 14-15 years of my life, without bothering to buy a house at a time when I could buy a house with my own money without having to give any mortgage. So that was also a happy decision, because during that period real estate did not go up as much as what equities did. So that apart, the advantage of owning a house is you feel good emotionally that you own a house. Especially women feel more emotionally attached to a house. But there are a lot of advantages of not owning a house. If you're young, let's say you're in your 30s, you don't own the house, you're working in Pune, and your change of job takes you to Bangalore. You just go call the landlord and say, well, I will not be using this flat from 1 month later. We are now in the month of August, so from the month of October, you please find yourself a new tenant. I'll pay rent for the month of August and September as per our agreement, and that's it. But especially, let us assume that you're living in a furnished house. You don't have to do anything. But let us assume that you were not living in a furnished house, then you had furnished the house. Then you need one truck to carry your saman from Pune to Bangalore. That's all you need, right? It is easier to shift. So you have some advantages, you have some disadvantages. So, but remember one thing: if you are planning an early retirement, the elephant in the room is your house. That is the biggest cost that you are incurring. It is not food, maybe it's not even the vacations that you are taking or thinking of taking. The biggest killer normally is a house, especially if you have a nice big house and you have done up all the interiors etc. by yourself or with the help of an architect. Realize that is obviously the biggest cost for you, because you can always shift to a smaller house, a different city, a different location, and dramatically save on rent. You can't do any of those things if it's your own house. So there are advantages, there are disadvantages. The advantage is the people around you see you as a person who is committed, saying, isne ghar khareed liya hai, so he must have done other correct things. May or may not be true. I know a person who died recently who was in a complete mess, and he had bought a house and he was struggling to pay the EMI on that, right? So normally housing is the biggest cost. You could spend more on interiors in a house than the rent for the next 10-12 years. It's very easy to spend that kind of money. You have fun doing this, and you may be wanting to live in this house only for 5-6 years. It makes absolutely no economic sense to buy a house for 6 years. Whatever you want to do in the house, buying it for 5-6 years makes no sense. Yes, if you're going to live for 10, 12, 15 years, it makes sense, because all your costs, your brokerage costs, your society donation, none of this costs will be recovered in 6 years. Or you will, suppose the donation for joining your society is 5 lakhs. So what are you talking about? If in 5 years, 1 lakh per year is just the donation that you gave to the society, apart from the stamp duty and the brokerage that you paid, etc., etc., It's so expensive to do it. You're much better off staying in a rented house for those 5-6 years in whichever location, and if you don't like the location, changing the location. All these possibilities exist with your own house, with your rented house, which may not exist with your own house. So am I living in my own house? Answer is yes, guilty as charged. Have I spent on the interiors? Yes. Have I spent more than next 10 years rent that I would have paid elsewhere on the interiors? Maybe, may not be, right? But which means if I had stayed, it is far more economically efficient for me to have stayed on rent. But I took this decision because at some stage emotionally you want to say, okay, I have made this decision, I'm now done, right? So you do what you think is right for you, what gives you emotional satisfaction. But mathematically speaking, every argument for buying a house can be refuted with one which says why you should not be buying a house. So take your pick, make your choice, and live accordingly. Everything is not numbers alone. For example, for many people, 94% of India's population, buying a car is very, very soul satisfying, right? So typically they're saying, oh, my father never owned a car, so it felt very good to buy a car, make him sit there, etc., etc. You hear all these stories, right? So do what is emotionally right for you. But if you think there is something more to do economically, then please reconsider buying a house. Thank you.